In this week's Value Driver video, let's talk about how to deal with failed implementations. Now, first of all, why do implementations fail in the first place? Well, oftentimes your implementation is too long and complex. You dive into the tactical, you dive into the technical, customers are overwhelmed, they're not engaged or accountable. Oftentimes, when you sell to poor fit customers, it's going to be a real challenge to implement them at all. And so what happens is customers fall into the trough of disillusionment. They're sitting around in the dark, waiting and hoping for all those promises and expectations that were set during the sales cycle. So they pause and cancel their payments. They fail to launch. And when customers fail to launch, it really costs you and your company. So you're pouring money down the drain because one, you paid to acquire those customers, that's CAC or customer acquisition costs. And then two, you've poured all that money to onboard and implement those customers down the drain. And that's the cost of customer onboarding or COCO. And what I find are companies are really delaying profits and eroding their margins when they onboard and acquire customers and then they fail to launch. So how do you turn around failed implementations? Well, one, you have to have a great onboarding process in place because you don't just dive into the tactical and the technical. You help the customers see the journey ahead. You start with the big picture. You start with the why. You help them understand what you're doing and how it's going to help them reach their goals. And I often do that during the handoff meeting with my success plan. And you can download my success plan template from my website and start using that right away. And two, you need to build trust. So start with the big picture. Build relationships with your customers before you get all diving into all the nuances of what's needed to implement your product. In addition, you need to deliver value as quickly as possible. So rather than these long monolithic implementations, start exploring how you can chunk things down, how you can get to quick wins even before your product's deployed. Because the more value that you deliver and the faster you deliver that value, the more your customers will stick around and keep buying from you. But how are you going to recover when those implementations get off the track, when they go off the track? So you want to really slow things down, go back to that big picture. If you don't have a success plan in place, then you're going to want to create a success plan. Really get clear about how far you've come, how far you need to go, who's responsible for what. Get clear on some quick wins, and then start moving forward from there. I highly recommend you start breaking down your implementations so that you can reduce the time to initial value. To learn more, join my Orchestrated Onboarding Masterclass. You come in learning all these best practices, you get tools and templates to deploy right away, and you leave with an optimized onboarding approach to deliver customers to value as quickly as possible so they stick around and buy more.